Going on YouTube, Centex Collector here with a review this time of WWE Ultimate Edition Mr. T. Picked this up on Amazon pretty cheap on reason because when you use one of these heads to swap with a classified figure, which we'll get into, kind of wish he would have had this get up the camo and made my custom, or really a head swap. I don't know how much custom to get into, but cool packaging though. I do have a Goldberg and Ultimate Warrior figures, not necessarily Ultimate Edition, but I'm not a big wrestling figure collector, but I do like certain characters from my childhood. But yes, definitely a cool box. Mattel makes these. Here's the UPC if you need it. But yeah, again, I think I picked this up on Amazon for like 20 bucks. Figured it would serve for what I was trying to accomplish. I pity the fool.
But I pity the fool, and I would destroy
really
any man who tries to take what I got.
Detail on the box itself. Nice sturdy box. And here it is in the plastic. So again, Mattel had a good idea too. So it's got these separate hands. I don't know if I use the hands too. Let me break it out real quick and then we'll look into this further. Alright, so he's got the extra head here. And then this ball cap, which I guess you could use to, I guess not, because you could paint it and use it for hardball, but it's got that hole right there in hardball. Rather not. If you were to do a hardball custom, extra set of hands, these are closed fists, so they're not going to work because I need something that's going to hold a weapon for classified. And then this thing, not sure what that's supposed to be. And then, of course, Mr. T's chain. It's kind of dingy looking, though. And then his robe. And then this Hulkamania Velcro here. This Hulkamania. A lot of stuff I'm not going to get into too much because basically I'm just going to really just head swap. We'll show you here in a minute. But the figure itself feels very cheap compared to like Classified or Marvel Legends. It's got like a cheap plastic feel to it. I'm almost thinking about using like the body, but it's got good articulation, but it just feels cheap. It's 2016. And it's got the feet, toes bend, and ankles. Looks like they should, but not really getting real good movement there. I mean, up here it's got movement. And then double jointed knees. He's got knee pads on. Upper leg movement up here. Waist movement. And then torso, not like Legends or Classified torso, but torso movement. And then the hands obviously will pop off. You could potentially, I guess I could potentially take those. Let's see. They hold a gun? Rifle? No. I got movement in here. This wrist articulation is pretty cool. But that's not holding a rifle. That's just because it's Valiverse. Because these are Valiverse weapons. Huh. Yeah, I guess maybe. There's potential there to use those hands, but I probably won't because you'll see in a minute. And then you got double jointed elbow here. Movement upper arm, then this movement here in the shoulder area. He's got this cross necklace. It was kind of dingy. They could have made it a little more gold. Then you got head movement. So ideally, I mean, like I said, figure feels cheap, but definitely good articulation on it all around. Except for the down here, this feet, this looks like it's supposed to move, but it really doesn't. But anyway, figure feels super cheap. But my idea was to take this roadblock figure, throw Mr. T on here. I'm not sure which head I want to use. If I want to use a Sirius or this head. And pop it on here. I think I'm gonna have to probably do some something to the ball joint there. But ideally that's because the flesh matches pretty close. Seems like roadblock has a little darker flesh tone, but once you get it on there, you're not gonna really see it. But really, that was my only purpose of buying this figure. But if we compare it to like, and he's got a big body because Mr. T is a big guy, so actually, you know, is equivalent to roadblock figure. If not, yeah. If you want to, I guess you could take the arms off, but I'm not into all of that. I'm not that much of a customizer. But you can definitely see the flesh tone is a little off. But the legs, and the classified may even be about the same size. Legs may be bigger, maybe. Same height, but as you can see, like regular Legends, he's a little bigger. And then if we look at like an Enforcer, it's definitely got the build, so it's definitely a bigger sculpt. But as we can see, but yeah, the rest of the stuff, whatever I don't keep, I'm just gonna sell the rest of it. Because I just bought it to do the head swap and have a classified Mr. T with the roadblock body. I was debating on maybe trying to paint some stuff black, like knee pads or something. We'll see how that goes. But overall, I mean, if you're into WWE figures, I mean, Mr. T's a cool figure. My wrestling figures, the two that I do have, I've just kept them in the box just for display purposes. Like I said, I got a Goldberg and Ultimate Warrior. Been debating on getting Sting or some NWO figures. Just I like random cool stuff that reminds me of my childhood from the 80s and 90s in my man cave. But like I said, the figure itself is definitely cheap plastic. I mean, you can definitely tell. You can almost see it too, but it's definitely cheaper plastic than the Marvel Legends Black Series or Classified. But I mean, it's a cool that they brought Mr. T back, some of these wrestling figures. I mean, like I said, the head sculpts I feel fine. Even this hat, if you wanted to. I'm not going to do it because I don't like this little hole back here, because If you want to do a custom hardball, his hat didn't have like the hole back here. It's more like a quote-unquote fitted hat. But you could potentially, you know, take this hat and use it for a hardball, custom, paint it, whatever, if you wanted to. Hands are no good to me because they're closed fists. They knock me out to hold a rifle. And then these hands just seem like they're a little too much of an open fist. Like if you look at, compared to a classified has a little smaller grasp, as with these are a bigger hole for a grasp. So I probably would just keep these hands intact. The only thing I would just have to figure out, you know, which head sculpt I want to use. I'm leaning with the closed mouth. And of course I'm gonna have the big chain, but other than that, the rest of it I'll just flip back on eBay and call it a day with this figure. Yeah, guys, let me know what you think of my custom idea. Roblox Mr. T head swap, basically. Maybe some painting. I'm not that good of a painter customizer, but I figure simple head sculpt would be cool to have Mr. T in a classified line using the Roblox, since we have 3 Roblox figures, and this wasn't the Roblox I wanted, so why not use the body and make something else, right? That's cool to add to the classified line, since most of us are probably army building Cobras and don't have too many Joe forces. But yeah, guys, like, comment, subscribe. JJ out.